Today we're taking a look at these college basketball matches, which are happening on Wednesday, February 15th, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out our Patreon if you want access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comments section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comment section below. St. Bonaventure versus Fordham. Taking Fordham to cover their spread in this one for multiple reasons. The Rams are the much better team in terms of overall record and in general gameplay, and I do not see them faltering in this one. The Rams have covered in 7 of their past 8 games overall, and in 5 of their past 6 games following a win. Expect Fordham's defense to show throughout the game, with St. Bonaventure struggling to score and build momentum on the offensive side of the court. This bodes well with the fact that the Rams are averaging over 70 points per game on the season, which will be difficult for St. Bonaventure to match against an above-average defense, making me confident in taking Fordham to cover their spread in this one. Fordham minus 5.5 points. Taking the under in this one for the same reason I'm taking Fordham to cover their spread. I expect this game to be a slow, low-scoring affair, with both teams struggle to build momentum on the offensive end. Neither team shoots the ball above average from the field or from deep, and neither team ranks in the upper percentile for adjusted tempo according to KenPom. The under is 4-0 in the Boonies' last 4 road games, and in their last 4 road games against a team with a winning home record. Making me confident in taking the under for this game. Take the under 133 points. Cincinnati versus East Carolina. By this point in the piece, it's probably not hard to figure out that I'm on the side of believing this is a spread that's a touch too big for the Bearcats to get an ATS win with. Their road issues are just things I can't get over for this game, and when you consider that there are only 3 road games to cash over, the total tickets have all come in Cincinnati's last 3 road outings, it's the slippage of the Bearcats' defense that appears to really be a concern right now for this team. Granted, they've faced some much better competition, Tulane, Houston, than they'll see from ECU tonight. There are a lot of things pointing to the Pirates having plenty of offensive success. These are things that were already discussed, like the extended rest, Cincy's defensive struggles on the road, and ECU's recent consistency on offense, scoring 70 nightly. Put it all together and that's enough for me to take the points with ECU here, as I think they continue their winning ATS ways at home. Our team pick is East Carolina plus 9 points. With the line of thought for this game hinging on East Carolina finding some decent offensive success, the only way I can look at this total is to go over the number. I already touched on the Bearcats' current 3-0 OU run in large part because of some defensive struggles, and if ECU does hit that 70-point mark again as I expect, it's likely going to be hard not to at least come away with a split on the ECU ATS and over the total plays. East Carolina is 9-4 OU at home this year and clearing the totals by an average of 2 points per game. Just more support for the expectation of East Carolina having plenty of offensive success and pushing Cincinnati for as long as they can, whether they can pull off the upset win or not. These two teams were 3 points short of the total in that first meeting, and with the total in a similar range and the expectation of ECU being much better offensively, over the total has to be the play here. Our total pick is over 141.5 points. Xavier versus Marquette. This is too many points to spot Xavier in this matchup. Xavier already beat Marquette once this season, and they have the size and versatility to keep it close again. Xavier's big advantage in this game is in the front court. Marquette's front line tops out at 6 feet 9 inches, but Xavier has a 7-footer in Nunge, and another effective 6 feet 9 inches player in Fremantle to attack on the inside. Marquette will have to pack it in on defense to stop the interior threats, leaving Solly Boom the opportunity to score from the outside. Xavier's Colby Jones has been playing excellent lately, and can affect the game in several different ways with his versatility. Xavier has too much talent to be given this many points in this matchup. They have only lost by 6 or more twice this season, and it will not happen here. The Musketeers will be focused after taking a bad loss to Butler. Take the points in this tight conference battle. Take Xavier plus the points on the road. This is a matchup between two of the 10 most efficient offenses in the country. Xavier is ranked 8th in offensive efficiency, and they play at a fast pace with the 23rd fastest tempo. Xavier has a lot of scoring options, so they do not need a lot of clock to find someone in a scoring position. Marquette plays fast when they want to. Their tempo is ranked 91st out of 363 Division I teams, but Marquette scores so efficiently on offense that the possession count doesn't need to be through the roof to still get an over. Marquette is ranked 3rd in offensive efficiency and can score from outside or in, especially with the help of Kolek's 7.7 assists per game. 4 of the last 6 Xavier games have gone over the total, and this game will too. Take the over. Virginia Tech versus Georgia Tech. I feel good about taking Georgia Tech to cover at home in this matchup. Virginia Tech shoots a lot from downtown, but Georgia Tech has been superb at guarding three-point shots this season. The Yellow Jackets will not let Basile get open looks from the outside, which he was knocking down last week against Notre Dame and Boston College. Georgia Tech's defense also blocks and alters enough shots to give much trouble on the interior. The Hokies have really struggled on the road all season with a record of just 1-7, so the 7.5-point spread seems like a lot. Georgia Tech is near the bottom of the ACC standings for a reason, but for what it's worth, they're playing their best basketball lately with 3 straight covers. At 11-13-0 ATS, the Yellow Jackets actually have a better record than the Hokies against the spread this season. Give me Georgia Tech to cover. I like the under. These teams play at slow paces, with Georgia Tech coming in at number 218 nationally in adjusted tempo according to Ken Pom, and Virginia Tech ranking number 194. I'm counting on Georgia Tech's stiff perimeter defense to slow down the Hokies' three-point attack. Georgia Tech hasn't had an over hit in any of its last 6 games. The over has only hit in 7 of the Yellow Jackets' games all season. Virginia Tech has seen the over hit in its last 6 games, but something has to give, so I'll side with the home team to control the tempo and slow down the pace of play. I'm taking the under 142.5 points. Evansville versus Belmont. In the first meeting between the two, Evansville was a 13-point underdog and covered after losing by 9 points. Since that game, both teams are 2-1 against the spread. Belmont is 6-1 ATS in its last 7 home games versus a team with a losing road record. Evansville has a 1-11 road record. Evansville is 1-7-1 ATS in its last 9 road games. Take Belmont minus 17 points. A couple of recent trends suggest the over. The over is 5-0 in Belmont's last 5 home games. In Evansville's last 7 road games, the over is 6-1. Evansville surprisingly is among the better teams in the nation in adjusted tempo according to KenPom.com, averaging 69.7 possessions per 40 minutes. That was 59th nationally entering Tuesday. Belmont also does a decent job in this area, averaging 67.8 possessions per 40, which was 151st. Each team does well in transition, with Evansville averaging 10.89 fast break points and Belmont averaging 9.97, so there should be easy baskets. In addition, Belmont is coning off its highest scoring game of the season, 98 points. The Bruins entered Tuesday 4th nationally in 3-point percentage, .396. Evansville ranks 323rd in 3-point field goal defense, allowing teams to shoot .369. Take over 148 points. Bradley Braves versus Missouri State Bears. Bradley is playing very well at the moment at 6-0 straight up and 4-2 ATS over its last 6. In contrast, Missouri State has failed to cover the number in each of his last 7. Bradley has won 19 of his last 20 games straight up played at home. Bradley defeated Missouri State 58-40 in the first meeting of the season between the two and easily covered the number as 2.5-point road dogs. Our team pick is Bradley Braves minus 9.5 points. Donovan Clay is the leading scorer and leader in assists for Missouri State with averages of 11.4 points and 3.5 assists per game, while Jonathan Mogbo is the leading rebounder with an average of 7.4 rebounds per game. Missouri State has 2 players averaging double figures in scoring and as a team is scoring an average of 65.5 points per game. Bradley looks for its 7th consecutive victory on Wednesday when hosting Missouri State. Bradley is 19-8 overall and at MVC leading 12-4. Bradley defeated the Murray State Racers 83-48 on Saturday for their 6th straight win. Bill Tavanainen scored 18 points to lead the Braves. Bradley is tied for first place in the MVC with Drake, 1 game ahead of 3 other teams. Reink Mast is leading Bradley in scoring and rebounding with averages of 14.0 points and 7.9 rebounds per game, while Duke Dean is the leader in assists with an average of 3.0 assists per game. Bradley has 3 players averaging double figures in scoring and as a team is scoring an average of 72.4 points per game, while shooting 46.8% overall and 37.5% from 3-point territory. Our total pick is under 127 points. Murray State versus Illinois State. The assist-to-turnover ratio shows a massive difference between these offenses as the Racers are 176th in the nation with a 1.014 ratio thus far, while the Redbirds are 353rd in the United States with a 0.726 ratio up to this point. Ken Palm's adjusted efficiency margin shows a pretty large difference between these programs as Illinois State is 268th in college basketball with a -8.11 rating, while Murray State is 226th in the sport with a -4.74 rating so far. All in all, go with the Murray State Racers to cover the spread in this game. Our team pick is Murray State Racers plus 1.5 points. Neither team is moving with much pace throughout the year as the Redbirds are 266th in the entire sport with 68.3 possessions per game thus far, while the Racers are 230 RD in the country with 69.1 possessions per game so far. These defenses in the last 3 games show a large difference as Murray State is allowing 57.3 points per game while Illinois State is giving up 70.7 points per game in that span. Go with the under in this game as it seems to be the better option heading into this matchup. Our total pick is under 140.5 points. Indiana State versus Illinois Chicago. Looking at the adjusted efficiency margin provided by Ken Palm, there is definitely a difference as the Sycamores are 98th in the sport with a plus 7.12 rating thus far, while the Flames are 285th in college basketball with a minus 9.58 rating thus far. There is a massive difference between these offenses as of late as Indiana State is averaging 86.5 points in their previous 4 games while UIC is scoring 69 points in their last 5 games. The Sycamores are 6-0 ATS in their last 6 games, so go with the Indiana State Sycamores to cover the spread on the road. Our team pick is Indiana State Sycamores minus 9.5 points. Both teams are doing decently well defensively throughout the previous handful of games as the Sycamores are giving up 60 points in their last 3 games while the Flames are allowing 73.8 points in their last 4 games. Neither team is shooting the 3 too well as UIC is 228th in the sport with a 33.13 point percentage while Indiana State is 132nd in the nation with a 34.9 percentage from beyond the arc as a program. The under has hit in 4 of the previous 5 Sycamores road games as well as in 6 of the previous 8 Flames home games against teams with a winning road record, so go with the under in this game.